A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the masculine's physical health is not very good right now. Not that we want to create something like that for anyone. But as per the reading, he is going through some difficulty, some kind of pain in his legs and knees. And it could also be fatigue. He is getting tired very fast. He is not feeling motivated to do anything. And he is feeling like a burnout is happening. Because in the last some time, we can say for different people it will be different time. So that we can only figure out for in a private reading only for personal situations. However, as a public channeling, the time is about 2 years at least. For last 2 years, he has been doing something, some type of activities. It could be work, it could be business, it could be a relationship, or it could be that he was earlier a rebel. He was like not listening to anyone. He was doing his own thing. 50% he would listen, 50% he would not listen. Even he is not on this planet to completely do what they are telling him to do, right? He also has to find his own way out. He has to be a decision maker. He has to learn to be a decision maker. Only then he can get the power to choose the feminine also. So in his mind, he feels that it's difficult, it's not possible, it's not easy, better to run away, better to give up, better to choose something else. So whatever he chose, he is finding it very hard right now to cope up with it. And he is very unhappy. So that unhappiness, because what happens is that when you have a certain feeling and you try to keep putting it under the carpet, and I'm not saying that we should not focus on, we always say that don't focus on negativity, focus on positive things. Whatever you focus on, that grows. That's one thing, we agree by that. But then if there is a wound, the wound will need treatment. You cannot cover it up in a bandage, or you cannot keep hiding it. If it's a scar, then we always say that show your scars. It's all right to have scars, okay? In fact, scar shows that you have healed the wound, right? Any scar that you see, it means that some wound was there and it got healed. So why hide it? Why feel bad about it? So if the feminine is openly showing her scars, this is something he is noticing, that she has made her wounds turned into scars and she is proudly flaunting the scars. She's not scared of it. She's saying that it's a part of my journey. It makes me who I am. But he cannot do that because he is very image conscious right now. And because of that, what he was doing is that all the dirt, he was just putting it under the carpet. And now it is getting collected. It has been getting collected. It's getting dirty. It's stinking now. And how much ever room freshener or how much ever incense sticks you light, that stink cannot go. So that stink is what we are talking about here. That he is physically not feeling good. He is feeling a lot of tiredness, very much fatigued, very unhappy, like trying too hard. And this will go on for a few months at least, because this is like, when this happens, then only the next shift will happen. He will have to face his wounds. He will have to be like, I cannot just ignore it anymore. It needs some kind of medicine. It needs some kind of balm. It needs some kind of doctor's visit. Or I need to change my routine and I need to change the food I eat. I need to change. So it could also be because of an ongoing addiction that he's not been able to leave. Or I'll tell you something very interesting. So what happened was that he has been going through this problem since a long time now. Okay. And he thought that this problem is caused by, say, XYZ thing. But now he quit that XYZ thing, which could be maybe the feminine, maybe thinking about the feminine, maybe anything about that relationship with the feminine. He quit that thing. He thought that it will be okay, but it is still not okay. It is still there. So he is not able to figure out like what exactly is wrong. He is in confusion. He is in pain. He's feeling like, what is it on earth should I do? Because this pain is not leaving me. I thought this pain will leave me. Or this pain means sadness. Now for masculines, it turns into some kind of physical problem, or it turns into some kind of very obvious looking problem. Like if he is doing some kind of business, or if he is some kind of an artist, or if he is some kind of even in jobs this is happening. He thought that change of job or change of city will fix his life. But it's the same. It's getting worse. The business is getting worse. The job is not making him happy. The new city, which he thought that, after shifting to this new place, I'll be so happy. The new city is giving him more challenges, many more challenges than he had imagined. And now he's thinking that he was better off before, much better before. At least he had his own freedom. At least he had not made so many commitments. So he is not happy with all the commitments that he has made. Your personal situation may vary, so for that you can get into a private session and you can check out all the information which is given in the description box below. It has information on therapies as well as it has information on different types of readings. And it's my request to everyone that please do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. Only share the questions. The steps would be told to you once you book the reading. So the journey we will discuss once the questions are answered. Into the reading we'll discuss everything, because when you tell everything about your journey, the reader cannot give you clear, correct and best answers. So in order to get honest answers, unbiased answers, solution oriented answers, then please do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. So this pain that he is going through, this physical pain I'm talking about right now, and then I will move on to the other things. The physical pain is a nagging pain. It could be like a headache. It could be like a pain in his legs, in his knees. Even it could be in the thighs. And he feels that he is not able to make movement. And he feels that I'm so young and I'm so healthy and I'm doing all the right things. So when he goes to say some doctor also, he says that don't do some exercise you're doing, or don't do this or don't do that. Some kind of advice he's getting. So he is feeling like, earlier also I had this pain, but I thought that something else was the reason for this pain. Now this pain has intensified. It could also be because of he's into some routine, some kind of routine that he's been into, and he chose that routine only because he wanted to forget about the feelings of divine feminine. He was trying to ignore her feelings. He was trying to be like, I don't want to think about her, so let me put myself into this regime or that regime. But it did not work for him like that. And on top of that, he feels that he has lost her too. So he did not get anything, basically. He did not get that, he did not get this. So what's the point? So some of them are very frustrated. Like especially those who took something like say a career option or a new job or a change of place. Say maybe they were about to get married to the divine feminine, to the feminine. They got engaged, they got like the date was fixed, and just before it could happen, he just ran away. He just said that I cannot do it. So imagine how much shame, how much embarrassment, how much humiliation, or how much pain it must have caused to the feminine, who had told everyone. She had distributed the cards, her family was involved, everybody was involved, the neighbors knew. Like just a month before wedding, he called it off, or he did it in such a way that it caused a very massive pain to her. But still, she forgave him. Still, she was like, okay, what happened? Like, we can fix it out. That he was like, no. And so he went away somewhere. He thought that she is the reason of my problems and I cannot commit to her. So he committed to something else. He committed to other things. thinking and hoping and being very sure that those other things are going to make him happy. They are the ones that are going to take him to paradise, but they instead took him to hell. Deep underground hell. He is right now feeling that he's in deep hell. And his happiness, his happy place was the feminine. Now what to do? What to do about it? Like he's very confused. And this pain or this sickness or the fatigue, it's just so annoying, it's just so annoying. Maybe the headaches, the recurring headaches or the recurring pain, the recurring tears. He's trying to, he's thinking, I should not cry. I'm a man. What's wrong with me? Why am I getting so emotional? So he has been, putting those feelings under the carpet. He's been trying to ignore them. If he would see a happy couple, a very genuine couple, he would get emotional just looking at them. And he would think about his feminine and he would be like, if I had committed to her, I would be here probably in this situation. And you know what? I did not. Now, the mission-oriented or the missioners, the mission-doers, those masculines also thought that he did not agree with the feminine's mission. He just thought that she is doing something which is not very useful for the society, for the community. And he also felt that, nobody knows her. She's not that popular. She's not like a popular activist or a popular social worker, things like that. How many people are. But in the twin flame journey, we always teach people, and the masters always teach people to lay low, to not bring too much attention to yourself, to not popularize yourself, not go into the mainstream media. Because if the masters are doing all the, helping the feminines get all the resources and getting all the answers, then why she has to go to anybody worldly? So he thought, but he took it as a sign of being unsuccessful. He saw it as a sign of being unuseful, useless, basically. But now that he's seeing such a big shift, so much independence and so many things that she's doing, for those who can understand, they will understand. For those who cannot understand, obviously they will remain blank about it. The materialistic people, it's best for the materialistic people to not take any interest. So they cannot take any interest, because then they start, they are not the ones. Twin flames are not here for the materialistic reality. Because the timeline split that has happened on planet Earth since 2000 started, and 2020 it covered like 2 decades of the timeline split. Now the timeline split is very obvious. Now the divine beings, the humans and the asur, the reptilians, can be seen very easily. You can segregate them now. Common people have started saying that this guy is a, satanist, or this guy is a good person, or this guy is a human hybrid. People have started saying, don't go over there, don't eat from them, don't watch their music, don't listen to their songs, they will hypnotize you, they will drop subliminals on you. People have started saying this, kids have started saying this, the awoke ones, the awakened ones have started understanding. So for materialistic people, it's okay if they don't understand the twin flames. It's not a big deal, and that's what he's figuring it out now by looking at her progress, or looking at her, that okay, maybe this is the reason why she was laying low, or this is the reason why she maintains a low profile. Because the spiritual people are connected to her, the spiritual ones are hanging out with her, the spiritual ones are doing their work. It's only the materialistic people who think that she's unsuccessful, which I also used to think that she's unsuccessful and useless. She's a phony. But now that I am changing, because when you change now, you can feel that change. Even he can feel it, that in many areas he was so ignorant. And she was trying to enlighten him, she was trying to help him out a lot, but he was not willing to listen to her. He thought that she's being very stupid. So what to do now? He's thinking what to do now. And now all this pain is happening, all these emotions. The emotions are driving him nuts, because he's getting very, very emotional. He is feeling so bad. He feels like crying, but he's not crying. He wants to cry, like he wants to cry every night, but he's not. So it's very sad, whatever is happening to him. This type of health issue is also going to help him out, because in many cases, dark night of the soul, they actually appear like health problems. So it looks like it's a health problem, okay, for many people in the spiritual journey, and that's why some of them end up going to psychiatrist or psychologist or some kind of surgeons or doctors who give them more pain. If you have been listening to my channel, I have told you in the past that once I had some problem with my gums. My gums were bleeding a lot and I was in a lot of pain. And I was just thinking of going to the dentist, and some of my family members also have this problem. And I had never had this problem for last so many years. I would laugh at others when they would have this problem, and I had this problem. When I looked up, because we study these things also, every pain and every pain that you go through is a result of a thought process. Chronicle thought pattern brings out a disease or some kind of issue. So we can fix that issue by fixing that chronicle thought pattern. So with the gums and with the teeth, I was going through some issue. I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, yes, I probably have been thinking like this. And literally when I was working on that, I found out a very simple solution, a home remedy, and it fixed my gums in just 3 days. And if I would have gone to the dentist, it would have, cost me a lot of money and more pain. So this is the situation with the masculine. He is spending money, he's putting in the efforts, but he's going through a lot of pain because he's not enlightened enough to know that, the cause could be in his own thoughts. You fix that thought problem. Like if someone is getting a lot of headaches, it's related to guilt and shame. And guilt and shame are the lowest feeling in the level of consciousness map also. Because it's the lowest. All the people who go through guilt and shame continuously, regularly, they are in hell right now, Now the silver lining is, or the positive thing is, that eventually all of this leads to research work. And it also leads to acceptance of your own negative thought patterns and releasing them also eventually. As a channeler, we have to channel everything. We have to channel the good things. We have to channel the negative things. We have to channel the good news. We have to channel the information also. There are many information videos that we make. We do readings. We love this subject. We love the metaphysics because the metaphysics eventually leads to healing. Not the surgeries, not the pills or the drugs or the false relationships, the karmic entanglements, the karmic relationships, not the escapism. None of that helps. And so to know this, that none of this is going to help, sometimes in many cases one has to go through it. Only then they can understand it. So my prayers are for all the masculines and for all the feminines. I wish that they grow and they prosper and they progress. So on this note, I will close this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.